Why are China and the Western world, Europe, the US, Japan, and South Korea destined to clash? Because the differences between us aren't random frictions. They are deep, structural conflicts about how the world order should work. For decades, what supported Western prosperity? Outsourcing, offshoring, and extracting value from the rest of the world. Take Germany. They look peaceful and laid back, but their economy stays strong because all the dirty, exhausting, low-margin work gets pushed onto other countries. France boasts about being an agricultural power, but without EU subsidies, many farmers couldn't survive. Britain's financial industry once dominated the world, yet after Brexit, even its own manufacturing can't sustain itself. Japan and South Korea aren't exceptions. Under the same Western-centric system, they've always played the role of upstream suppliers, the loudest supporters of the old order. In other words, the comfort and pride you see in the US, Europe, Japan, and Korea today didn't come solely from their own hard work. They came from a global system designed in their favor. And China. For 40 years, we took on the jobs they didn't want. We produced the cheap products that filled their supermarket shelves. But behind every order, China quietly built something far more valuable: a complete industrial chain, a massive consumer market, and millions of engineers and workers who built the foundation through sweat and relentless effort. So while the West became used to treating China as their low-end factory, China was quietly transforming. Today, we are no longer just contract manufacturers. We are leading the world in new energy, AI, chip technology, and display innovation. This is the true root of conflict. The West wants a China that keeps its head down and works. China wants a future where it can lift its head and help write the rules. That is why China and the West, Europe, the US, Japan, and Korea are destined for deeper divergence, maybe even a total split. And this isn't just some macro-level geopolitical theory. Each industry has real, vivid examples. In China's display technology field, we had a saying: strong in manufacturing, weak in chips and screens. For a long time, chips and display standards were defined entirely by the West, Japan, and Korea. We followed their rules, color standards, backlight standards, even marketing buzzwords. If they pushed 1,000 dimming zones, we said 1,200. If they hyped quantum dots, we followed by advertising wider color gamuts. But at this year's Global Home Appliance Expo, something changed. Foreign engineers were seen at Hisense's booth, bending over with calipers and magnifying glasses, trying to extract data. That used to be us at their booths, learning from them. Now the roles have reversed. Why? Because China is no longer following. We are leading. Hisense has become the world's first and only brand to mass-produce RGB mini LED. The display industry has officially shifted. How big is this breakthrough? Let's look at the numbers. Numbers that completely surpass Japanese and Korean brands. It delivers 100% BT 2020 coverage, a massive color space. That's 19% higher than QD mini LED and 9% higher than QD OLED. It achieves 87% color volume, 20% ahead of QD mini LED and 3% ahead of QD OLED. Color purity hits 100%. Color control accuracy is 108 times better, meaning every pixel's light and color are ultra-precise. The viewing angle improves by 50%, with almost zero color shift. It even leads in power efficiency and eye protection, 40% lower energy use and over 42% less blue light than QD OLED. Put together, this means Hisense sRGB Mini LED has surpassed Japanese and Korean brands in a field they dominated for half a century. Industry experts call this the moment the display world moves from light control to light and color control. As the pioneer reshaping the display world, China's flagship TV brand is rewriting the global standard. Since the tech launched in January, it has repeatedly been featured and praised on national media. Viewers saw its stunning realism, clarity, and color in live broadcasts. And on September 29th, Hisense's RGB Mini LED once again appeared on national news, going head-to-head against older and mainstream Mini LED TVs. Old TVs showed washed-out blacks. Mainstream Mini LEDs showed bright but pale colors. Hisense. Natural skin tones, pure blacks, vivid highlights, precision everywhere. So how did we achieve this difference? The secret lies in two breakthroughs. First, RGB light-emitting chips. Screens work through red, green, and blue light mixing to create all colors. Traditional displays rely on white backlights plus color filters, causing loss and distortion. Hisense uses LEDs that directly emit red, green, and blue. One tiny pixel is basically a tiny RGB lamp. No filtering, no mixing, just pure, accurate color with 40% less energy use. Second, the brain that orchestrates it all, the AI picture quality chip H7. Nicknamed the color conductor, it synchronizes tens of thousands of RGB lights within a millisecond. No color bleeding, no whitening, no drift. It makes every frame look as close as possible to what the human eye sees in real life. This is why, while other brands sell concepts and prototypes, Hisense has already put mass-produced RGB mini-LED TVs on international stages and national television. It's not a concept, it's reality. And Hisense didn't lock this technology behind ultra-premium price tags. They brought it down to the new U7S Pro, putting high-end visual quality into mainstream households. A 100-inch screen with cinema-level color detail is no longer a luxury toy. It is becoming an everyday appliance. This is what Chinese companies are doing, not only leading in innovation, but pushing for technology equality, letting advanced tech be accessible to more families. And more than hardware, Hisense is merging technology with culture, partnering with major Chinese titles like Black Myth, Wukong and Naraka, Blade Point, bringing Eastern storytelling and aesthetics to global audiences in the most breathtaking way. With 100-inch displays, 330Hz smooth motion, D-Violet audio, and 100% BT 2020 color, the experience is both cinematic and immersive. Hisense TVs are not just entertainment devices, they're becoming core equipment for gaming and digital worlds. So when we talk about why China must inevitably clash with Europe, the US, Japan, and Korea, don't think it's just diplomacy or grand strategy. In every industry, Chinese companies are achieving real breakthroughs, transforming from followers into leaders, from participants into rule makers. The Hisense U7S Pro is not just a TV. It's a statement. It tells the world that China's future is no longer to be written by others. We are writing the new rules. The West wants to guard the old order. We want to create a new one.